Trideep Bhattacharya is now with us, so let's go across to him as well. CIO Equities, Edelweiss AMC. Trideep, good to have you with us here. Thanks for joining us. Is the slightly unhinged move on the currency a bit of a factor for equity markets? Is it a bit of a dampening factor for equities? I mean, additional dampening factor. How do you think about that, Trideep?
So one positive, one negative from market standpoint right now. I think I'll start with the positive first. I think after close to year and a half, the last result season saw earnings upgrades come through, which I think was a welcome and much needed data point for that to happen. A lot of effort from the government as well as from the macro conditions. And that's the reason the market over the last month or so has seen some buoyancy. But on the other side, there is a bit of lingering nervousness around the India-US deal when that comes through, the shape and form of it. And in some way, there is a dawning sort of thought process as to, if it gets further delayed, what might happen. And I think a combination of these two is keeping markets, I would say, in balance. But I would still say the major point that we actually closely track on the earnings side is finally looking up than down, which we have seen over the last 12 to 15 months.
Hi, Trideep. Good to have you with us today. We were just having a conversation with Elara. We were having a very detailed discussion on how these platform companies need to be valued, the consumption plays. Because that's the new era of consumption, right? We've moved beyond staples, really. How are you looking at them? And there are so many. There's food delivery, consumer tech, etc. I mean, house help companies, all kinds of platform companies now in the listed universe. How do you find valuations and what's your view?
In general, expensive. And hence our approach is selective. So two important parts to the framework that we look to evaluate. One is, if not making money right now, how far they are from being profitable, and is there a path to profitability in the thinking of the management in the way they are going about it. Secondly, given that these platform companies are kind of online, the onset of competition could be fairly sudden and fairly kind of variable over multiple months. So because the moat sometimes can very easily be a certain kind of, one is distribution, but about the discounts and things like that. So while about 6 months ago, we find that the competition was going down because one of the unlisted players did not get funding or was not able to manage funding, that has actually come back, which means incrementally higher competition from where we are. From where we were about 6 months ago. So we watch path to profitability, the competition dynamics in there, and ultimately the unit economics over a period of time. Those three guiding principles. But directionally, we have been a little more careful of late, given that competition has been increasing. And what that means is path to profitability is probably a little more further out than what...
Trideep, can I just, I started with the rupee with you, and look at what's happening to the currency once again. It's going fast.